Hey guys, Muncheez here. Welcome to another Final Fantasy VII Rebirth video, and in this video we're going to talk about Aerith's relationship gauge and filling it via the Gongaga side quest line. So let's get into it. So the prerequisite for this is the Sotetsu quest for Yuffie. So it's the one where you have to escort him and do a bunch of like little fights with little objectives in it. So once you finish this, you unlock Aerith's questline, which is the one to help Cisne, and it's the one where you have to pick mushrooms and gather salt. So when you finish the Yuffie questline, you'll have a notification in the town. It'll say new quests are available in Gongaga after you finish the Sotetsu quest, and you just go back to the board, and then you'll have Cisne's quest there. So you'll end up going to her house and you speak to her and she'll have you follow a dog to a farm. And then once you follow the dog to the farm, he will give you kind of like the rest of the chain quest, which the first portion is to collect salt and the other portion is to collect mushrooms. Now, when you're collecting the salt, they'll give you a picture. He brings you to the first one. So the first one, you just pick it up and you want to match the picture, obviously. So you go to the first one, and then the second one is going to be around the corner. And the third one is, this one kind of threw me for a loop the first time I did this quest. So what ends up happening is they give you the first two fairly simple, and then the third one is all the way at the top. So you have to just go around the mountain a little and then go up the hill. And then once you make it up all the way to the top of the hill, there's going to be the third one. I don't know if there's any other ones, but this is where I found the third one, which was at the top of the hill next to the bridge. The next portion is at Magan Hill. This does require to have a chocobo to do this questline, so I'm pretty sure you have to have progressed far enough in the story to where you have the chocobo, and the quest isn't available, I think, unless you have the chocobo. But for the most part, you have to do the chocobo hot and cold from Magan Hill. So you'll call your chocobo, you'll do the chocobo hot and cold deal, which is the sniffa, and then you'll get the golden trail. The first one is pretty simple. You just take the jump pad, and it'll bring you to the first mushroom. Now, I'm pretty paranoid about this quest because like I mentioned earlier, this is probably the second time I ran through this quest, and I did not save before collecting the mushrooms, thinking there'd be a retry or something if something had happened, but there wasn't. So if you break a mushroom, you're probably effed for that thing until you can reset the side quest. So I do highly recommend saving before you pick your mushrooms. So when you're doing this, they're gonna say you have to like judge which way the mushroom goes before you pick it. So whichever one gives first, like the most, that's the order. So like the least tension goes first towards the most tension. So it starts off with 3, which is fairly easy, and then it goes up from there. And then the next one, the second one, you just do the sniffa again with the chocobo hot and cold function, and then you go follow the yellow light. There'll be 2 jump pads. You take 1, 2, and then to get up on the ledge, there's like a little tunnel that's like just outside of your camera. So you just take the little ramp up. Now they're going to be, these next 2 encounters kind of suck because it's the jellyfish. The jellyfish are probably one of the most annoying enemies in the game. So the first one's going to have, or the second mushroom is going to have 2, and then the third mushroom is going to have 3 of these things. So when you're doing this, just be careful. Just make sure you have fire equipped to some of your characters or something that deals fire damage to get them pressured. Once you've dispatched the 2 jellies, you can pick the second mushroom, which has 4 quadrants. And after this one, you'll just go straight to the third one. You'll repeat the process again, and you'll do the chocobo hot cold. It'll bring you to like a little area with the 3 giant jellyfish. You finish them, and you go and pick this mushroom with the 5 portions on the pie. This is the mushroom that killed my first playthrough for the quest, because I think you can shut off the game before you pick it and you'll be fine, but that was like the first thing from my mind. So this time around, I just went through and I just saved before every mushroom, even though I didn't need it this time around. And pretty much that's it. So after you've escorted the dog and collected the salt and the mushrooms, you can go back to Cisne. And once you make it back to Cisne, you'll have the option to hand over her ingredients with a 3-star response. So I'll just list the series of events in order here. You do the Sotetsu side quest, and then after you finish, you pick up Cisne's quest. You keep escorting the dog she asked you to until you get to the salt portion, get your salt, and then you pick your mushrooms, and then you turn it back in at Cisne. If you got 3 stars, you did it correctly. But yeah, if there's any questions, comments, concerns regarding these quests or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.